So let's understand, okay, um, how people can prepare mentally before they even start a business. You spoke about the fact that even though people are not born with that mindset, they can grow to learn it, they can develop it. Let's talk about how someone can prepare mentally before they even start a business. Okay, so tell us some of the biggest mental challenges new entrepreneurs face. Okay, while you tell us about this, I want you to consider our context, okay, the Ghanaian context. I want everyone to be able to relate to whatever we are doing here and whatever you are saying. So I want the provision shopkeeper to be able to understand, to be able to relate. I want the watch seller to be able to relate. I want the barber to be able to relate. Okay.
Okay, so when someone tries to start a business, they encounter so many challenges. Okay, now one of the challenges that one could encounter would be failure of their plan to work. So failure is part of entrepreneurship. You cannot succeed if you've not failed in the realm of entrepreneurship. In the realm of entrepreneurship, okay, success is proportional to failure or vice versa. Okay, if really you want to be very successful in the field of entrepreneurship, you have to try so many times. And you should know that the more you try, the more you fail. But you don't need to succeed so many times. You only need to succeed a few times. You need to fail so many times, but you need to succeed a few times to be successful. Okay, so new entrepreneurs are always afraid of failure. Okay, failure usually dampens their spirit, their confidence.
Hey, but wait, wait. One thing that holds many people back is fear. People are scared. Can I run? Can I do this? Can I start a business? Can I employ people? Where do I? That's fear. That's fear.
Yes, fear is normal. Whatever you seek to achieve, you would surely have some level of fear in you. But there is a way to reduce the fear. One of the ways to reduce the fear is to prepare your mind mentally that failure is part of the journey. So when you fail, it shouldn't instill fear in you. That is number one. Number two, you need to acquire skills. You need to acquire knowledge. When you acquire knowledge in a certain field, okay, you would have that confidence to apply the knowledge that will help you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So that also reduces the fear that you develop within you. Okay, so there is a way to go about reducing the fear. Number one, accept that failure is part of the journey to success. So if you fail, it shouldn't bother you so much. Number two, you can acquire knowledge. Once you acquire knowledge, that alone will give you the confidence to be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Another thing too is if you find yourself in an environment where there are people you can learn from, let's say successful entrepreneurs that you can tap some knowledge from, that helps to dampen the fear a bit. Okay, and reading is very important. Read about the successes and failures of entrepreneurs, especially the failures. What caused them to fail? So that you wouldn't repeat the mistake that you did. So for a watches seller who wants to start a watch joint somewhere, First of all, the person should prepare their mind that it is possible that the business will fail. And it's normal. That is number one. Number two, the person should acquire knowledge. What would help me to reduce the failure rate of the wache joint that I'm going to start? So in learning about what will reduce the success rate, you come across an information that requires you to run a simple research in the area that you want to plant the wache joint. How is, or what is the composition of the people there? Are the people high-end people, or they are middle-class people, or they are low-income earners? Is the place a busy environment? Is the place a working environment or a residential environment?
Hey, so you are saying a simple, Hajia or Amaria who wants to start a wache business should go through all of this?
It is important that we seek knowledge. And if really the Hajia wants to be successful, that Hajia must prepare her mind to acquire knowledge. And this simple research is part of the knowledge acquisition in this process, where you need to know which people are going to buy your product or your wache. You just don't wake up and say you want to start a business and then you put a table somewhere and start selling wache. Imagine you decide to sell wache in the evenings, and you find yourself in a place like industrial area, and you are selling the wache at the industrial area in the evenings. Do you think you will get customers? The industrial area enclave is a place where people move to for work, and they work from 9 to 5. After 5, that place becomes a ghost town. So if you plant a wache joint there, it wouldn't be successful.
Yeah.
So a little simple research, will tell you or will give you an idea as to whether the business is going to thrive where you are going to plant it or not. I can give other examples.
Okay, so that is it for you listeners. A simple research can change the game. Okay, so Kenisco Connect, we want to paint the true picture for our listeners, okay? The in and outs of business. We want to give people the real picture. We don't want to cover things up, okay? So I want you to share a time where things were uncertain for you. I mean, in running your business, okay? A time where things were uncertain for you and when you had fear and how you handled it. Give us, an account of a situation like this.
When I started Decent Park, I didn't have any business knowledge. I just had an idea and decided to start. So I made a lot of mistakes. I had to do a lot of trial and error until I started learning about how to really run a business. Now, let me give you an example about what really caused fear in me when I started the business. Now, I went to a certain hotel to show the Decent Park products to them. I don't want to mention the name of the hotel. The hotel is a high-end one. I went there, showed my product to them, and they said, "Wow, I like this product. However, have you registered your business?" I said, "No, I have not registered my business." And they said, "Well, then if you've not registered your business, we can't do business with you." I had to go and research on how to register businesses. I managed to do that. I went through the process of registering the business, and went back to the high-end hotel to show the product to them, including my business registration certificate. Do you know that they never bought the product?
Oh, wow. Interesting.
After going through all that stress, the product was never bought. So that really instilled a lot of fear in me, and I became uncertain whether this business will really thrive or not. But with the entrepreneurial mindset that I had to re strategize. That is where adaptability comes in as an entrepreneur. When you are faced with difficulties, you have to adapt, you have to sit down, go through your mind what went wrong, what have I learned, how can I re strategize, and then hit the ground again. So I had to re strategize, and by God's grace, we are here with close to 50 employees.
All right. Let's shift the conversation a bit. Okay. Now, the way I see entrepreneurship is so this is it. I see entrepreneurs to be people who walk alone. You know. So my question is, does it feel lonely to be an entrepreneur? And well, if it does, then what is your advice to young entrepreneurs? You know, who should they attach themselves to? What kind of networks should they seek to build?